to live, at least to visit, like I did. In Huber Heights, Cheryl McHenry, News Center 7.
News Center 7 wants to see your community, so send us a message on our WHIO Facebook page so we can show off the Miami Valley communities that make you so proud.
And now, your Storm Center 7 forecast with Chief Meteorologist McCall, vrydaghs.
McCall, imagine going to buy a house and only having to put $100 down.
That would be nice.
That sounds great.
But I mean, there was so much of that story that Cheryl showed us that made me want some hash browns, a blueberry beer,
a beverage, right? Yeah.
Take a walk in the park. I mean,
cool off in the pool, especially with the weather we've been having lately.
It has felt like summer, that's for sure. And today we actually hit the low 80s in the Dayton area, and the last time that we were in the 80-degree range was back in November, and we typically don't hit that 80-degree mark for an average high until the middle of June. So it has felt like summer right now, smack dab in the early part of spring. Look at these temperatures right now outside. We're at 68 degrees. It is a comfortable night here, and temperatures are not expected to fall too far as we move through your overnight hours. So tomorrow morning, perhaps just a light sweatshirt when you head out the door, but really it's going to be another day like today. Not as warm, but still a warmer than average day is expected. Now, there will be a change in the forecast for tomorrow, and that's going to come in with showers and thunderstorms. And that's with a cold front. And you can see where that cold front is currently set up. Right now, across the Miami Valley and southwestern Ohio, we're in those upper 60s. Get back into western parts of Illinois, temperatures are in the low 60s and falling back into the 50s there in Cedar Rapids. And then you have 40s wrapping in behind this system in eastern parts of Nebraska. We aren't going to necessarily see temperatures in the 40s, but we will see a change and a shift to more cooler weather as we move toward late weekend. Here's our live Doppler 7 radar imagery, and you can see clearly where that front is set up, and you have significant amounts of rainfall there, a few thunderstorms as well. This will all be pushing to the east, and by tomorrow afternoon, we'll be talking about the threat for some strong, if not isolated, severe storms moving on by. We have a level 1 risk for those isolated severe thunderstorms with damaging wind gusts the main threat. Talking about winds of a 60-mile-per-hour gust or higher, locally heavy rain, and I'm not going to rule out an isolated spin-up tornado, and that's because we have a low pressure that's nearby, gives us enough spin in the atmosphere in those mid to upper levels that we might see a bit of that rotation with some of those storms. Right now, closer to home, we have some scattered clouds. We'll see a few spotty showers beginning to develop in a few areas overnight tonight. So when you head out early tomorrow morning, you might see some wet pavement on those roadways. Here's 6 a.m., an isolated downpour, even a rumble of thunder perhaps early on in the morning. As we head toward midday, we see our first batch of some showers and storms moving in. Notice there's lunchtime. We have this line moving through with some locally heavy rain and gusty winds possible. By around 4 o'clock, we start to see a little break from that first line, setting us up for the next line. And this line may be perhaps the stronger line of thunderstorms that makes its way in. And you can see it around 6 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, early evening. We'll be tracking those storms moving through, and then they'll start to shift to the north and will begin to dry out as we head into your Thursday night. So as you head out the door in the morning, just be mindful you are going to be running into some of those storms later in the day. Also dealing with some stronger wind gusts outside of thunderstorms that could be upwards of 30 to 35 miles per hour. You get one of those stronger storms, and that's when you get the wind gusts close to 60. On Friday, temperatures will be in the 70s once again. A slight chance you may have a return shower or an isolated storm later in the afternoon, but most of us will be dry. Rain moves back in later on Saturday. Might see a passing shower once again on Sunday. That's where you get that cool down with that second cold front. 62 degrees for our high on Sunday. That's still above normal though, Molly. And then we're back to the upper 60s on Monday.
Above normal, I'll take it. Thanks, McCall. As families struggle to rebuild after the Memorial Day tornadoes, the pandemic has added new challenges. And now the organization that's been there through it all for those families needs your help.